Let's separate ourselves and become that dynasty that this organization is building.
We're trying to make this thing something that people will never forget.
Whenever we step on that field, you will know stagnation.
It's about continuing to build a legacy on and off the field.
We're going to give them an opportunity to work in there. They're going to help teach them while we're trying to teach them at the same time.
The Chiefs have secured the #1 seed and the bye week as the AFC playoffs begin. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider. Under the helmet, Patrick Mahomes, a record-setting season, the best year offensively of any quarterback in National Football League history. Mic'd up, defensive back Trent McDuffie, who's been spectacular over the last month of the season. Matt McMullen joins me on Kingdom Conversations. We'll look back at this 2022 regular season and what it could mean for a playoff run. And a special feature with Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker and Super Bowl IV champion Willie Lanier. But first, let's go back to the desert as the Chiefs wrap up the bye week and the 1 seed as all 3 phases were clicking against the Raiders on this Chiefs Game Day recap. I can still hear Marty's focus and finish ring in my ears. And Al Davis' most famous phrase, "Just win, baby," is the best advice for the 63rd edition of the Kansas City Chiefs.
What better way to throw a party than right here in Vegas, man? We in the D that never sleeps, baby. We about to turn the hell up, man. Never how you started, how you finished, man. We dominate the trenches, and we handle business. Hey, get out of here. Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3.
It also, with that no contest declared on Monday night, has set up a very complicated matrix. But here's what's simple for the Chiefs. Chiefs win this game, they will be the 1 seed in the AFC, and will have a bye week next week. That is enough motivation for the entire Chiefs kingdom to put everything into this game. And as I mentioned, Dana, as we await the captains to walk on the field, it feels like the playoffs are already starting today. Crosby lined up on the outside shoulder of Kelsey's play action fake. Crosby coming from the outside. Mahomes with time. Guns it long. Left caught Watson at the 20. Inside the 15. 10. 5. Tackled just shy of the end zone. Mahomes looks that way. Now moves to his left. Holds the ball. Holds it. Now he's going to shovel it late. He's got McKinnon. Touchdown. Kansas City. 4 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap at the near hash. Under pressure. He's hit and sacked at the 35-yard line. Chris Jones continues his amazing season. They fake a counter. Here comes a blitz. Stidham goes down at the 9. Justin Reed on a well-timed safety blitz. Stidham at his own goal line to throw. Unloads it with the right arm. One-on-one play. Far side intercepted at the 45-yard line. Coming over the top of the football. Juan Thornhill playing center field and gets the pick against Stidham.
Let's go! It's not just one guy. It's what we all do. Keep eating. Let's go. Eat.
Ronald Jones II is in the backfield. They have McKinnon there. He goes in motion to a tight wing right. Ronald Jones II. Blast behind left guard. Touchdown! Kansas City. The secret weapon. We've just been waiting to use him. The Raiders will go for it on 4th down and goal to go at the 2-yard line. Stidham looking right, now being chased. Then fires it late for the end zone. It's incomplete. No flags on the play. Jalen Watson, and the Chiefs hold on down. And yeah, I know what they're going to do here. This is going to be a direct snap out of they do a spinning huddle, 2nd down and 3. They're going to run it on an option pitch to Tony. And then they come back to Tony rather on a throw from McKinnon. Tony breaks the tackle. Near side 5. Touchdown. Kansas City. But a penalty flag thrown. And a penalty's going to wipe out the touchdown. Under centers Mahomes. They come on a jet sweep to Tony. At the 10 on the angle. Breaks a tackle inside the 5. Near front pylon. Touchdown. Kansas City. It just took one more play. Takes the snap. Retreating at the Raider logo. Sacked at that Raider logo. Right on the sword. 3rd and 27 here to the Raiders. 38-yard line. Play might be. Oh, no, the ball's out. It's picked up by Kansas City at the 30.
Yeah, George. Yeah, George.
5 seconds left to go, 2nd quarter. Townsend places it down. Butker's kick. A spinning kick that is up, and it is good! And Kansas City leads at halftime, 24-3. 3rd down goal to go with the one handoff. Pacheco blasts into the end zone. 4th and 21 for the Raiders, going for it, their own 43. Trying to buy time is Stidham. He's got no time. Chris Jones, his second sack of the game. 15 on the season as the Chiefs hold on downs. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to go to 14-3 on the regular season. The Kansas City Chiefs are the 1 seed in the AFC playoffs by virtue of this victory over the Raiders, 31-13. Coming up, Patrick Mahomes under the helmet and a special feature with Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker Willie Lanier. Chiefs Insider is brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And your Midwest Ford dealers, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to the show. It's been quite a year for Patrick Mahomes, setting the all-time National Football League record for total offensive yards, breaking the record of Drew Brees in 2011. He also had to adjust his game and made the Chiefs even more effective offensively. Let's go under the helmet with the NFL MVP, maybe for a second time, Patrick Mahomes.
When you go into the season, especially in this organization, we're not worried about the end of the regular season. We're worried about trying to get to the Super Bowl. And so for us, it might seem like the goal is kind of there. The end of the season is there. Like, what are you doing in the off season? But for us, we expect to play until February. And so for us, we still feel like we have a long ways to go, and we have to continue to get better, knowing that these games are going to get really important coming up soon. Everybody's goal is to get to the playoffs, to try to go win a Super Bowl. When you get to the playoffs, you're starting over. You're starting fresh, and you have to go out there and every single game, single elimination, and you have to treat it that way. I think the difference is every mistake matters. In a regular season, you can get away with making a few mistakes and still find a way to get wins. But when you're in the playoffs, you're playing the best of the best. You're playing the best teams in the NFL. Anyone in the playoffs can win the Super Bowl, and you have to go out there and play your best game, because if you don't, you're going home the next day.
They're playing man coverage, and we catch the ball, make one person miss his touchdown. Let's do something special. We do not have to do anything else other than being ourselves. I truly believe that. If we just be ourselves and trust in each other, we will go down there, we can put points up, we can do what we do.
A lot of times we get to the playoffs, you're playing teams you've already played, so you know these guys, you know how good they are, you know the little tells here and there. So what advantage can you find with watching film, going back to the game that you played previously and figure out what mistakes you made and how can you correct those and go out there and find a way to win. Obviously you go through your same routine you do in the regular season, and then you just add a little bit more. There's a little bit more focus. You might watch a little bit more games, a few more cut-ups, knowing that you got to make sure you major in the details, because everyone out there is great at their job and is trying to do whatever they can to win.
Mahomes stepping up. He's going to scramble 15. He's at the 10, cuts back inside the 5. Mahomes rolls into the end zone. Touchdown! Kansas City, a 14-yard scramble for a touchdown.
I think what surprised me the most is how calm people were in really tough situations. I mean, we had played a lot of close games this year, played against a lot of great opponents, and guys were able to step up when it counted. I mean, it came from different spots. Offense, defense, special teams, everybody stepped up in the right moments so that we were able to win a lot of football games. The Chargers game at the Chargers, whenever they had the late touchdown to go ahead, how calm guys like Sky and Justin Watson and these guys that hadn't been in those situations a lot were. I mean, you were able to go out there and we were able to make a drive to go win the game. Those are the drives that you're going to take in the playoffs. Every game's going to be a one-score game for the most part. And so to see that guys can step up from every position and go out there and win football games, that's going to be what we need in the playoffs.
And that's a play Mahomes can make and very few can. And Patrick Mahomes' revolution continues. And now, the Chiefs Kingdom will host the AFC Championship for the first time ever. With the 4th largest comeback in NFL playoff history, the Chiefs will host the AFC Championship game right here at Andy's Acre at the 39th parallel. Kansas City is the AFC champion. They are headed to Miami. The Kansas City Chiefs are champions of Super Bowl 54.
Man, it's amazing. I mean, people say it, but when you're in that moment, it was so surreal. I was in shock for like an hour after the game, just trying to figure out what really happened. And I think I'll appreciate it even more now if we can be able to do it again, because I've been through the hardships now. I've lost in some AFC Championship games. I've lost the Super Bowl. So I really, really appreciate that Super Bowl win I have, and I want to make sure I appreciate it again and can go out there and get another one.
Chiefs Insider is brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And your Midwest Ford dealers, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm hot. Yes, sir! Hell yeah. Focus. That's how we close this down, man. It's perfect.
There is so much red in this building. It's going to be a fun atmosphere today and a Chiefs house here in Vegas.
The Raiders win the toss, and the Chiefs will start at their own 25-yard line.
Yep.
2nd and 5.5 for the Chiefs. Play action fake. Crosby coming from the outside. Mahomes with time. Guns it long. Left, caught Watson. A 68-yard pass as the Chiefs go long. They're inside the 5-yard line of the Raiders. 3rd down and goal to go for the Chiefs. Mahomes looks that way. Now moves to his left. Holds the ball. Holds it. Now he's going to shovel it late. He's got McKinnon. Touchdown! Kansas City! On a basketball shovel pass straight ahead to the amazing Jerick McKinnon.
Here we go.
The Raiders, who won the toss, will get their first possession starting at the 25. 2nd down, 12, play action fake. Stidham's going to run it, and the Chiefs will try to get him from behind and miss him, and then McDuffie stands him up. Stidham, feet staggered, takes the snap at the near hash. Under pressure, he's hit and sacked at the 35-yard line.
He's stone cold. That motherfucker's a beast.
Chris Jones continues his amazing season. 1:18 to go first quarter. Unloads it with the right arm. One-on-one play. Far side intercepted at the 45-yard line. Juan Thornhill.
Yeah, boy. Hell yeah.
Coming over the top of the football. Playing center field and gets the pick against Stidham. And the Chiefs have the football back at 1:04 to go in the quarter in prime field position.
Yeah, I told you. Man.
All right, it's not just one guy. It's what we own.
Hell yeah, bro.
The play before that, it was Justin Reed in the sack. Everybody follow me. Keep eating. Let's go.
Hell yeah, keep eating, boy. Come on. I thought that it was going to be real fire, not lights. I thought it was real fire, too.
2nd and 5 Chiefs at the Raider 40. 14-3 Kansas City. Mahomes looking left, and he's got Kadarius Toney near side. Jukes Hobbs.
Oh, he broke that mother. Oh.
But he's got 11 yards and a Kansas City first down at the Raider 30-yard line.
Had to make a stink face of that. He got him off the line and then juked him? Oh, my God.
First down and goal to go. Ronald Jones the second.
Rojo!
Flash behind left guard. Touchdown! Kansas City!
Let's have a good weekend, boy. Oh, God.
1st and 10 in the 2-minute offense. The Raiders retreating at the Raider logo. Sack at that Raider logo.
Okay, George. Now that's a celebration.
3rd down and 21 for the Raiders at their own 43. Stidham again buying time. Goes over the middle again. It's going to be broken up. It would have been picked by Trent McDuffie.
You did not want it. You didn't want it.
Wow. I'm sick.
It would have been the first of his career, and the Raider wide receiver had to play DB, or McDuffie was going to have a little bit of his own history.
Bro, I get it now, bro. I get it. Nice jersey, fam. Thanks, man. Wish the best, bro. Appreciate it.
Sports often serve as a reflection of our society, And that was particularly true during the United States' struggles with racial equality in the 1960s. It was a systemic problem that one team, the Kansas City Chiefs, sought to correct. The Chiefs, led by founder Lamar Hunt and head coach Hank Stram, didn't see color. They saw talent. One of the greatest examples of that philosophy was the success of Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker Willie Lanier. An alum of Morgan State University, a historically black college, Lanier was overlooked by most professional teams. In fact, to that point, professional football teams rarely gave players from historically black colleges and universities an opportunity to play. The Chiefs changed that in the mid-60s by drafting numerous players from previously unscouted schools. And at the top of that list was Lanier, a linebacker whose composure was only matched by his tenacity, which is essentially the captain and play caller of the defense.
We'll be able to represent the team as the Chiefs would like to be represented.
Lanier was one of the first African Americans to ever earn that role in professional football, shattering the archaic stereotypes that plagued society as a whole. Lanier quickly earned the nickname Contact because of his tremendous tackling ability. But just as he frequently landed hits on the opponent, Lanier was equally adept at connecting with his teammates as a leader. He led what went on to become one of the best defenses in NFL history, a group that featured 6 eventual Pro Football Hall of Famers, 5 of which were black. He was instrumental in the Chiefs' victory in Super Bowl IV as well, recording 7 tackles and an interception, while redefining what the position of linebacker could achieve. In addition to his abilities as a prolific tackler, Lanier also possessed impressive hands with 27 career interceptions, the 11th most for any linebacker in league history. Lanier was simply one of the greatest to ever play the game, furthering the movement for racial equality in the United States with every snap. Sports often serve as a mirror for our society as a whole, and in this case, football was instrumental in changing the way that Americans viewed race. It's an important story, and one that's retold every day at the Hall of Honor as the man they called Contact altered the landscape of sports forever.
Well, this is our bye-week edition, playoff style of Kingdom Conversations, as I'm joined now by Matt McMullen, senior team reporter. The Chiefs get the #1 seed and the bye, hard-earned with what has been a remarkable 2022 regular season. So let's have fun on this edition of Kingdom Conversations. Don't know who we're going to play yet until the smoke clears after this first round of the playoffs. But let's talk about our most surprising moment and maybe our favorite stat in all 3 phases. I'll let you start.
Yeah, well, I'll start with the offense. I'll start with my favorite stat overall, and it gets back to what I just said. There was questions from the outside of the kingdom about how this offense would look this year, and they answered those questions by being the #1 scoring offense in the NFL, racking up the most first downs of any team in the NFL, and averaging the most net yards per game of any team in the NFL. But my surprising storyline or stat is part of that as well, and it's Jerick McKinnon at running back for this team. Caught 9 touchdowns for the Chiefs this year. That's the most receiving touchdowns for a running back since Marshall Faulk in 2001. Just an amazing season from Jerick McKinnon.
So to me, the surprising one is the fact that Patrick Mahomes in this incredible NFL season had 704 touches and no fumbles lost. That's amazing. All right, defensive.
I think it's that 6 rookies combined to appear in 94 games for the Chiefs this year. Karlaftis, he's one of those, but also Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, Joshua Williams, Brian Cook, and Leo Chanel. And don't forget Najee Johnson. He didn't play any defense this year, but played a lot on special teams. So lots of very young players making big plays for the Chiefs this year, and they're only going to get better.
For me, the most surprising and impactful part of the defense was Chris Jones. And when you look at his stats, 15.5 sacks, that tied his career high. And those 15.5 sacks equaled 105 lost yards by opponents. All right, quickly, your best part of the special teams.
It's Tommy Townsend for me. We've talked about him all year long. He led the NFL in net punting average and finished 2nd in gross average. And both of those marks for him were single-season franchise records. We were thinking he could come into this season and have a great season, take a step forward as a pro, and we certainly saw that from him.
Tommy Townsend helped this football team win games. So it was an incredible regular season, but all of the things we mentioned are ingredients that could help this team get back to another Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us on this week's show. Well, the Chiefs don't know who they'll play or when they'll play, but they do know where they'll play, as the Kansas City Chiefs next week will host a divisional playoff game at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. And we'll get you ready right here on Hy-Vee Chiefs Insider.